A mother who lost her newborn baby just a few days after he was born is suing the hospital where she gave birth. This is a terribly tragic story. It happened back in 2012. This is the little baby in question. Monica Thompson says a nurse at Adventist Medical Center in Portland, Oregon, brought her baby Jacob to her to breastfeed while she was lying in her bed and then left the room. The lawsuit says Thompson woke up about an hour later and was unable to get her baby to respond. He was unresponsive. Doctors say he suffocated and that his brain had been permanently damaged. He died 6 days later, just 10 days old. Monica Thompson says Jacob suffocated in her arms because the hospital gave her narcotics and sleep aids and then left the two of them alone in her bed. She is now suing Adventist Medical Center for $8.6 million. I wanted to ask an OBGYN about this. We asked Dr. Susan Gilbert-Glentz to join me to talk about it. And, you know, we just wish this mother well. I can't even imagine the pain. I can't even imagine the trauma. Yeah. This kind of thing is rare.
Extraordinarily rare. I mean, I looked it up, and it's something like around 10 times a year, which is
shocking.
Way less rare than I thought it would be, but it's rare.
What is the protocol? I mean, I would imagine that if a mother who is sedated, is being given a sleep aid, they're not going to leave her baby in her arms and walk away.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably hospital to hospital. What I discovered, because I looked into this, is that there are pretty strict co-sleeping protocols. Like, babies are not supposed to sleep in the bed, the hospital bed with mom. But I actually called my hospital that I attend at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. I'm going to call it out. Yeah. It's a wonderful hospital, very high quality care. But there's no protocol for that particular scenario. And if you've had a C-section like this woman had, you're going to need pain medicine.
Yes.
And, you know, it's not uncommon day 3, day 4, you haven't slept, you want to have some sleeping meds. But to not have a policy concerns me, that you're going to potentially leave somebody alone who's going to not be as alert as they should be alone with an infant.
While we're talking about the hospital, let me just read they've given a statement, and I think we need to read that. This was a tragic event. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with the family. We're reviewing the claims being made, and we're unable to provide any additional information at this time. You know, this happened some 5 years ago, but between little Jacob's death and the time that this lawsuit was filed, and Monica Thompson has said it has taken her that long. And I get it, to overcome the trauma. Help us understand, because I'm sure you've had to deal with moms who have lost their babies. It's a grief very dissimilar to other types of grief, is it not?
No, it's grief like any other grief, but it's very, very intense and tragic, especially when it's something like this that is so unexpected and where you've delivered a healthy infant. And by the way, this is traumatizing for the staff and anybody involved in this care also, because people are doing this kind of work because they care about human beings and they want to help them.
This points to me, when you sat down, I said, this points to me the importance of, I mean, you go into a hospital and you assume that the people are going to take care of you and they do their best. But this points to the importance of having a patient advocate.
Yes, exactly. And that is a very important point. I think, understandably, people come into the hospital, they're being cared for, they're the professionals, they're the experts, they defer to them. Even people who are very powerful in the rest of their lives frequently kind of give up that power. So it's very important to come in not skeptical that people don't care or won't take care of you, but to ask questions. Yes. And I think in this particular case, my understanding is that she was alone. Yeah. And I think if someone's going to have an accountability partner or has a partner and they're lucky enough to have that person in the room, there needs to be an agreement. You're sleeping or I'm sleeping, we're not both sleeping.
Right. You ask the questions for me when I'm knocked out.
Yes, and if you're alone, then you need to ask the nursing staff, you know, you're doing this, that, and the other. What is my part here? What do I need to do? I just took, you know, Ambien. I may fall asleep. What do I do? Yeah. You know, because, and not to place blame on her.
No,
but you know,
but it does point to the importance
not assuming
of
that everything's cool, that you don't need to ask questions.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. I'm so sorry for it being this topic, but we wanted to make sure that people know, you know, what they can do to prevent this.
Happy to help and educate.
Absolutely.
Always.
Thank you. Good to see you, darling.